Hello. This truth that we seek for as seekers on the path isn't really a truth. It's not a conceptual truth. It's not an understanding. And it's not what we expect. The truth is seeing that there is no truth. That everything that can be said or thought, everything, is a reflective symbol, nothing more. We see the meaninglessness of words, of language, and thought. And we see how it is everything. We can't experience anything without a label for it of some kind of story about it. We're heavily conditioned in this way. And there's nothing wrong with stories and labels and the filter of language. It can't be escaped. I see people debating and arguing in our community, and one person will call out to another that what they said is just a story. But that is a story. If I simply said the word this and nothing more, that would be a story, because it would imply that there's that. So these concepts can't be escaped. They're always with us. These labels, language. It's the way we see the world and ourselves. But it's seen that there's no truth in these labels, in these stories and language and words. They're inherently meaningless, utterly empty of meaning. And when that is seen, they're harmless. Symbols are harmless. There's no escape from the matrix of language. And they become playful stories. You know, it's the difference between playing a game for your life so that you can have money to feed your family, or playing a game just for the fun of it. And we can hear the untruth of everything that we say. And it's light. There's a lightness about it. We are humbled because nothing we say is the truth. Nothing. Everything I'm saying right now is distorted, delusional, and meaningless. And that's why this is so hard to talk about, because all we have is language and symbols. So you should take everything with a grain of salt, that anyone who is speaking about this or awakening, enlightenment, you should take everything they say with a grain of salt. Because when the self collapses, all of the concepts, they're still there, but they're thrown away in a way. The meaning of them is thrown away. All of that drops. And all stories are free to be. My cat's making noise over here, cleaning itself.
Biscuit, what you doing? What you doing, Biscuit?
I love to talk about this, and it's so fun, and it's my passion, and it's very enjoyable. Um, I have an urge to try to describe the indescribable, um, as many of us seem to, but I don't have the luxury of believing anything that I say. And I encourage anyone to question thoughts. Because any thought or any statement about the nature of reality or anything can be seen through. And it becomes a beautiful expression of this mystery. Thoughts, language, symbols, none of that is inherently wrong. It's not wrong, but it's just not true. Never. Words and thoughts never tell the truth. They're there for the sake of them, for the sake of expression, so that we can have concepts like beauty and love and relationship. But this cannot be spoken about, not in a way that is accurate. Everything will be thrown away. Everything will fall away. And non-duality is all inclusive of everything, of all the concepts, all the stories. So it's free. It's free to be said, thought, imagined. That's the freedom. We're free to look at the world and see it in a distorted way. We're free to believe in concepts like love and beauty.
Biscuit, what you doing?
When I was a seeker, I imagined one day I would maybe talk about all this, whenever I became wise and unconditionally loving, and whenever I woke up. And it's very ironic that when the self collapses, you can't take yourself seriously anymore. You don't get to have admiration and all those things that you fantasized about, if you're like me. It's true humility not being able to speak the truth. And it feels like a beautiful child's painting, innocent, free to be this way. And there's no reason to disagree or debate with anything that anybody says, even if it's blatantly wrong in a relative sense, because nothing is right as far as words go. Nothing is correct. And it is allowed, and it's all correct in the way that it's just a beautiful, colorful expression. This isn't what was expected, on the path as a seeker. Seeing through thoughts, seeing thoughts for what they are. That's all this is. It's very simple and practical. As far as I'm concerned, it's the definition of sanity. Even though in our society it's looked at as completely insane. This is never, ever, ever what you think it is until it's too late. It's the difference between that money over there and my money, or those children over there and my children. The belief that it is mine, the thoughts, the feelings, the actions, makes all the difference. It completely changes the way you see the world. And it's very subtle, and in a large part nothing changes. Everything still arises. Sorry, I got a phone call. Trying to remember where I was. But I think I was talking about how unexpected all of this is. How so unlike anything that I imagined. We listen to speakers and it's like we hear what we want to hear. We filter out these direct things that they're trying to tell us. We believe that this is going to make us into some better version of ourselves, and that it will quell the harsh emotions and silence the thoughts, and we won't be neurotic anymore, and we'll be unconditionally loving and wise, and we'll know things. None of that is true. That is not what this is. This is simply saying that there is no ghost in the machine and everything that implies. And it implies a good bit. It implies that language is meaningless, that time is psychological and conceptual, thoughts do not represent truth. It doesn't matter what is said. Even the statement, this is it, or it's just this. The truth cannot be spoken. Meaning falls away. Life is meaningless. And even the thought that that's sad, that life isn't meaning, that life doesn't have meaning, is meaningless. Thoughts and emotions are free to arise even more than before. There is no seeing entities when you look out at people, when you look in the mirror. You cannot not see innocence wherever you look. Compassion naturally arises. Of course, there's no perpetrators. There's no ignorance. There's no stupidity. All of this is natural and innocent, all of it. We're drawn to this, seeing this collapse, and we think it's something that it's not. But it's beautiful, you know. It's beautiful to be able to see the truth that there is no truth. And it takes a lot of weight off your shoulders to realize that you never did anything wrong. You never did anything right. And this becomes a fun game, not a game of life or death. It's very playful and innocent. And it becomes an expression, a beautiful expression of life. You know, a lot of the seriousness is gone. Even when seriousness arises. This is unconditional freedom. To be as it is. All the standards are dropped. And this acceptance is radical. And it's not an acceptance that anybody does. It doesn't feel like I woke up, yay. It feels a lot like losing the game. You enter into a hopelessness and a despair, mourning the idea that I have control, I can become better. All of that goes away. And you are left with the stunning radiancy of exactly what is right now in this immediacy. And then it's gone. Here and gone, everything. So fleeting and so precious. Without meaning, without the grasper, the controller, the thinker, the doer. I love all y'all so much. Thank you for allowing me to have you so I can express this and commune with you. I love you.